So here you see the Amat Kemet, that's the word for black mud. You can see this in the so-called Ebers Papyrus. It's so-called because they name stuff after the thieves rather than the authors. But you can see very clearly the word Kim being used as black and being used as an adjective. You can see text from Kemet where it says Heka Nf Kemetyu. And then you see the causative, that's the S, Ankh Nf Kemetyu. So he came and ruled the black land. He came and nourished the black land. That's how the white people translate it. But if you look very clearly and you refer back to the dictionary we saw above, that you see the Kemetyu, man, woman, plural. They translate that as Egyptians here rather than black land. What it's actually saying is black people. So the appropriate translation would be he came and ruled the black people. He came and nourished the black people because, again, you see the Kemetyu as black people.
Mm-hmm.
You also see Nana Sekhan. So this is a new information. Nana Sekhan Tajok taught us that the Egyptians had only one term to designate themselves, Kemet, the Negroes literally. This is the strongest term existing in the Pharaonic tongue to indicate blackness. And he goes on, right? We can also see that this dates back over 4,300 years ago in the pyramid text, which is the oldest compendium of spiritual texts known to man, of Nesubiti Merira Pepi, where it says, you stand in the front of the Kemetyu like the Apis bull, which is a bull that is also black. Just 100 years after that or so, during the first intermediate period, you see the term Kemet being used in the text Sanhat and in various other texts that they use the term Kemet to mean land of black people. So there's no large distance in terms of time of this first cropping up in the text that we have. So it may have been used plenty beforehand, but we're just left with the texts that are available and out in the public domain. Mm-hmm. We don't know what's hidden in the Vatican, but we can go at least 4,300 plus years of us calling ourselves black people. So this flies in the face of some of my colleagues that had a brother who said, well, we didn't start calling ourselves black until after Bacon's Rebellion, because there you had the blacks and the whites who came together. So the upper class whites wanted to keep the lower class blacks and whites from coming together. And that's where they started to get the lower class whites to identify as being white. And then on the basis of that, then we started to react against them and we started calling ourselves black then. And I'm like, you must not know how to read, or you think that I'm stupid and I don't. Because once you are literate, I can go back 4,000 years to us calling ourselves, guess what? Black people, right?
Wow, wow, wow. Love that. Thank you, sir.
And this is the image of the...
We have this argument about racial construct and that black is a racial construct. And the only racial construct is the construct of white people, which does not exist.
Yeah, interestingly, yesterday I was talking with a colleague who was saying, yeah, race doesn't exist. Race is just a construct. It's a social construct. It doesn't really exist. I say, yes, guns are also social constructs. Now, if I have the barrel pointed at your face, does you saying this doesn't exist, does that prevent you from getting shot in the head?
No.
So just because something is invented at some point in time, the idea of a white race or something, that doesn't mean that what has been invented doesn't exist. You understand? So it's one thing to say, all right, there's no biological basis, or, you know, if you want to go in that direction, that's different than saying something that is invented and has been invented doesn't exist because it's a construct. There are plenty of things that are social constructs that have been invented, but they're very real. And again, if you want to say it's not real, when the bullet is in your brain, I think you will have another thought.
Well, thank you for that clarification, my brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.